Hey, what's up everyone, it's Steph from Steph Films. Responding to every of your comments is what I aim to do for every of my videos, and in this episode, I will share with you my wireless setup for my live stream events, so stay tuned. Recently, I've been sharing my setups in both my corporate and wedding live stream jobs, and thank you all for the comments. I get a lot of viewers commenting, what is your wireless setup, Steph? So in today's episode, I will talk about what wireless devices I use together with my ATEM Mini Pro to create this ecosystem that I use for all of my live stream jobs. The first piece of equipment that I've been using for many years and I still use right now is my own DIY rig that I set up a few years back, and I still use it very often now if I need any wireless transmission of my camera to the director's monitor or any HDMI monitor during filming. So this is my trusty DIY rig, and this rig is made up of many different parts that I brought together. So first, I have this small rig camera cage for the GH5, and it's available on the small rig website for $69. I bought it for about $50 during the pre-launch, and it costs more now. Basically, it doesn't have to be a GH5 small rig cage. You can simply look for any cage that fits the current camera model that you are using, and you should be fine. So underneath this camera, I have the 8-inch carbon fiber rods that are attached to my small rig camera base plate here, which can be purchased for about $20 on Amazon. Then I have this huge power bank by Talent Cell at the back of the camera setup, which costs $49, that I attached to a cheese plate by Camvid for about $35. So what's good about this power bank here is that it has multiple output sources of 12 volts, 9 volts, and a USB port as well, which means that it can power up to 3 devices at the same time, which I usually use for powering up the camera, a few monitor, and any other devices that I need for different jobs that I'm on. This power bank can easily last up to 1 whole day of constant power on a full charge. But again, different devices may require different power. But the good thing about this again is you can keep an eye on the juice left in the power bank from this indicator right here. I also have this DC coupler, which some people call the dummy battery, attached to my GH5, and it can last for hours, and I don't have to worry about swapping batteries every half to 1 hour of filming. Honestly, even though I have done this for so many years, it still makes me nervous during live streams or any video jobs that I'm on to see the battery indicator on my camera, which is the GH5, slowly trickling down from 3 bars to 2 to 1, then the blinking red, and that makes me pretty nervous. The last thing you will want is during that crucial moment is for the battery to go flat. So now that I have this power source connected to my camera, this battery and the camera, I'm pretty sure it can last up for a whole day of filming. So I set up the battery plate using cable ties right here, and the eventual setup looks something like this. So back to the wireless system I was talking about. It's the Nirius Aries Pro that is selling for Amazon for about $200 US right now. Out of the box, it comes with the standard transmitter and the receiver. For the receiver, I usually connect it to my input source 2 of the ATEM Mini Pro, as I've always mentioned on my videos. On the other side is the transmitter, which you can see I've done some modifications. So this just looks like a huge HDMI dongle right here. And for this, you need to power it on so you can use it on the job. So for my own DIY setup, I use an Anker power bank that costs about $20. It is this circular tube thing that you see right here, and I managed to get a short USB cable. It's a mini USB cable to USB cable that I attached to the power bank. This power bank is small and compact, and it gives you easily 2 to 3 hours of juice that powers up your wireless transmitter. So again, a small DIY job is I use 2 cable ties to tie these 2 parts together, and I mount a cold shoe adapter right here so that I can attach it to the rig that I have built earlier, where I usually put it right here. So this is how it looks like for my wireless live stream setups, and this of course connected to the camera. I know this is not the tidiest setup, and I know a lot of you out there are pretty nifty with your hands on handyman DIY jobs. So if you discover a way to make this look neater and tidier, do write down in the comments below so I can tidy up my own setup as well. Now that you have seen the DIY rig that I have shown you, let me do a quick breakdown of the cost so you can decide on yourself if it is worth making this wireless setup for yourself. So a small rig camera cage for the camera for $69, the Talon Cell power bank for $49, Anchor power bank for about $20, the 8-inch carbon fiber rods for about $16.99, small rig camera base plate for about $20, the Camvid cheese plate for $35, a dummy battery or coupler for $25, and of course the Nereus Aries Pro transmitter receiver wireless setup for $200. And of course miscellaneous cables, HDMI, USB cables for about $30. And of course cable ties, which is negligible. But if you need cable ties, do ping me and I can send you some for free maybe. So the total cost is about $465. Again, this is built for my own personal requirements, and I use this setup for almost all of my professional filming jobs when I do filming outside, on the go. It may not look the prettiest, I agree, but it handles all of my requirements well enough. Who knows, you may find it useful too. Or again, I've mentioned earlier, you can do a few modifications and drop them in the comments below to let me know. I'll be glad to make some of your modifications to my own setup. Recently, I've also bought the HOLLYLAND Mars 300 to add to my wireless setup, as I realized for my live streams that I've done recently, I probably need 2 wireless cameras to get better angles. It's on its way from Amazon, and I'll probably do a quick review if you want and give some feedback on that once it arrives. The second part of my video is of course audio and the wireless audio setup that I use for my ATEM Mini Pro setup. In the past, I used to use AFV, which is the audio follows video mode on the ATEM Mini Pro, and you can see that the sound quality isn't very good and does not offer a good experience for the online viewers, especially when it comes to live stream, and that's very important. Sound is so important for church events, concerts, or ceremonial vows during weddings. So for myself, I use the Rode FILMMAKER kit that costs about $400 on Amazon. So this wireless kit from Rode has superb reviews for the community, but it's not exactly very cheap. As you guys know, I'm a filmmaker, so I bought this mainly for recording on-site outdoor audio during filming. A cheaper and equally good option which was released by Rode a few years back is the Rode Wireless Go setup. It costs about $250 on Amazon, and for an indoor setup, especially for live streams, it is more than capable of sending audio wirelessly from the DJ console or the venue's professional mixer to your ATEM Mini Pro. All you have to do is connect the venue's mixer to your transmitter, this one, and connect it to the ports of mic 1 or mic 2 from the receiver. So for myself, I usually connect it to mic 1 because for mic 2, I use it to stream background music from a music player. So there you have it. An introduction of my own wireless setup for what I use in the film part as well as the audio part, and it really is up to you. All I want to say is no matter which of the wireless setup you do or you choose to follow my own wireless setup, ultimately you need to have a stable connection from your transmitter to your receiver so that you don't have any problems when it comes to the audio or the visual part of the video. And also, when my HOLLYLAND Mars 300 comes from Amazon, I will definitely use it for my wireless setup for my live streams as well as filming. And of course, I will give a review on that as well, and probably a comparison between this DIY rig setup that I've done and of course more professional option by HOLLYLAND. And of course, HOLLYLAND has many models, the 300, 300 Pro, 400, but I've purchased the most basic version, the entry level, to see if it is just good enough for me to use for my live stream jobs, because at the end of the day, I am a very value versus price person. So if the equipment is good enough for my setup, I'm sure it will be good enough for some of you guys' setup. So I hope you have learned something from my wireless setup and you can use it on your own as well. Before I end this video, I would like to say again, it really means a lot to me if you found any of the information useful I shared today, or if there's more information that you want me to share, do drop them down in the comments below. And if you can give this video a like, it encourages me to continue making such videos for you. Better still, share it with your friends. On the other hand, if there's anything that you dislike or if you want to know more about that I did not talk about in my videos, do let me know in the comments below so I can bring something in my future video content. If you want to learn more about photography and videography on this channel or get tips to improve your ATEM Mini setup like this particular episode. Or if you want to see another in-depth review of what I do for my wireless setup when the HOLLYLAND Mast 300 appears in my mailbox, do not forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell. And as always, please, if you have any questions, let me know.